The YouTube bots making accusations of hate speech? What's going on here? What's up, gang? Carlton Flowers here with the Go Political channel. And today I want to bring up a topic of interest that is going on with the YouTube bots. Now, we all know that there are probably hundreds of thousands of YouTube content creators and maybe millions of accounts. And there is no way that the employees of YouTube/Google can possibly monitor everything that is going on and put human eyes on conversations to keep everything in check. And it is necessary to keep things under control for YouTube and not allow hate speech to propagate, which could threaten the status of the channel. If someone were to sue YouTube because they are on the receiving end of hate speech and it's not checked by YouTube, so they have to do something about that. But how can they monitor every single comment on every single channel when you don't have 1 million employees to watch everything that is going on? Well, the solution is AI, or what we call bots. There are scripts that are written and there are bots. These are programs that operate within YouTube that will scan statements and accounts and comments and the activity that's going on within YouTube, and they will look for instances of things that need to be stopped, cleaned up, and to, say, punish or ban people that are violating the terms of service. But what tends to happen is this. Since you've got bots, computer programs that are looking for the alleged hate speech comments from certain users, well, bots are not human. Bots can't always recognize the nuances of conversations, and sometimes they can trigger hate speech, or hate speech can be triggered when it's not really going on. Today, I was commenting on my own videos, responding to comments that were made. Several comments indeed. I just went through and I responded to about 20 people that put comments on my last couple of videos. And lo and behold, I got a pop-up and it said, "Your message has been removed. And this is due to violating community standards or the community guidelines, terms of service." And it said that the reason is due to hate speech. I thought, hate speech? Well, that's interesting. So it went on to say that you've got to be careful because you could be you could have your commenting ability temporarily taken away, or you could even have your channel terminated. Now that's very serious. So I had to click on the button that said, "Please provide feedback." And I did. I provided some good feedback. I let them have it. I wrote a paragraph about that long explaining that, wow, for me as an African American who has been the target of heinous bigotry during the course of my life and heinous bigotry right here on the YouTubes, I am not one to get involved in hate speech. And this is not the first time that I have been put in the comment penalty box being accused of hate speech over something that was mistranslated by the YouTube bots. So this time I decided to provide feedback. Now this is something that a lot of content creators go through. And as a matter of fact, I'd like to know if you as a content creator have ever been in this situation. Now what makes it really frustrating and difficult is the fact that they did not reference the comment that I made that was being accused of the hate speech. So how am I supposed to correct my behavior if I was really guilty? I don't know. And that's part of what I explained to YouTube in the feedback, was that if you are going to falsely accuse someone of hate speech, or rather, let me correct that. If you're going to set up the bots to scour through comments and trust the bots to falsely accuse someone of hate speech, you should at least reference the comment so that the person who left it can review that and determine whether or not something that they said was truly offensive or something that could be considered as hate speech, and then correct their behavior. But to simply allow your programmed bots, the AI, to make those accusations and tell a person you could have your entire channel terminated, but you don't reference the comment, how are we supposed to change our behavior or be more careful in how we word our responses? Now, generally, I reply to comments of people who are in support of what I am saying on my videos. When they provide a positive comment, I will respond in kind and thank them and carry on a conversation. In fact, the last 20 comments that I just responded to, they were all in support of my videos. And it was mostly thank you so much. I understand what you're saying, and clarifying or continuing on with more points that were made from what was brought up in response to the video. So why would I be leaving a comment that could be considered as hate speech when I'm carrying on a conversation with a person who appreciates the video that I have placed? And how could it be considered hate speech if the video itself is not accused of being involved in hate speech? Now, one thing that I think that does go on, I think that people who are of a certain political persuasion, they catch a little bit more flack than those who are not of that same political persuasion. And those bots are programmed to scan videos and comments, especially those of which that are coming from the people who have a certain political persuasion. Now, we all know that in the last 4 years, with the Biden administration that is in control, we saw a lot that has gone on with social media websites, especially with Facebook. And we saw Mark Zuckerberg be called to the congressional hearings where he was grilled and asked questions about how Facebook decides on whether or not people are being involved in hate speech or disseminating false information. But it was a certain political party that was grilling him while the other political party was in support. Now, we know that the, what do they call it? The Alphabet Corporation that owns the two big websites that we most of us use on a daily basis, not Facebook, it's the other one. I won't mention it because I don't want to anger the bots here. But we know that that corporation is of the same political persuasion that Mark Zuckerberg is. And we know that they don't appreciate certain information being disseminated on their platform. And because of that, a lot of the content creators have resorted to workarounds. Instead of saying a K-I-L-I-N-G, I'm going to spell that wrong so the bots can't figure it out. We say a person, rather than being K-I-L-D, they were unalived. Or instead of talking about a certain little buggy bug that is identified by 5 letters that starts with a C, we have to make up other terms that describe the buggy bug that reared its ugly head in 2019 and 2020 during a certain period that we call the damn panic. So see, I have to resort to making nonsense words instead of speaking real words for fear that the bots that are programmed by this platform are going to label me, accuse me of disseminating false information or political information that is harmful to viewers. And then I can also be accused of hate speech if I'm caught speaking or typing certain keywords that those bots are programmed to pick up. Now, we've got an election season going on, and we've noticed that the people who are of a certain political persuasion are the ones that have to be the most careful, while the other political persuasion can say and do what they want without fear of being accused of hate speech or disseminating false information. Therefore, this is not a free platform. This is a company, a corporation that is not, they're not the paragons of free speech, guys. There's another company that has a video platform that I have an account with and haven't used, and I'm considering using more of. And it goes by the name of RUMBL. I'm going to leave off that last letter just in case the bots learn how to spell. God forbid if the bots ever learn how to spell, a lot of us are going to be screwed because we spell words to get around things so that the algorithm does not pull back our video from being suggested in the feed of others who want to see it. If certain keywords are picked up, then they don't serve your video up for people to be able to click on and watch. And when it's not served in front of people, only your subscribers are the ones who will be exposed to it. And even the subscribers sometimes are not exposed to it because they are randomly unsubscribed. Now that's the bots working overtime, trying to clean up things and get rid of nefarious accounts, and they will automatically unsubscribe people. I've just had someone, Angie, just notified me on the last video that I did that she was automatically unsubscribed from my channel against her wishes, and she had to resubscribe. So I would suggest to everyone that if you are a fan of the Go Political channel, that you check to see if you are subscribed, check to see if the bell notification is on so you can know when my next video is, because we don't know if the bots come in and clean out some of my subscribers at any given moment because of certain keywords that are recognized in the comments or because of something that I'm saying on the video. Now, do you think that this platform will have the ability to control our freedom of speech to the point that it could influence the upcoming election? I would love to know. Now, there are certain topics, certain subject matter that they don't want people talking about. A certain individual who is running for the office, the highest office in the land, is a what we would call a FINO, and that stands for felony in name only. So we have a situation where certain judges in certain jurisdictions who are all of a certain party who stuffed their juries with people that were all of the same certain party, they were able to pull off the felony conviction label for a certain individual who was running for the highest office in the land. But now if we are caught talking about that and we think that those felony convictions are false or will be overturned by the Supreme Court in due time, well, we could be accused of hate speech or disseminating false information, because they automatically assume that these rigged courts that are stacked with one party, well, their determinations are correct no matter what. Even though we found out that one court, there was a jury member who leaked to the public that a decision was already made before the verdict was handed down. Now, if that wasn't enough proof to know that the whole thing was rigged, then I don't know what is. But we're not allowed to discuss the validity of the convictions and the felonies that were handed down for that individual, or we could get shadow banned or accused of disseminating false information. So it's going to be interesting as we go through the election season, and I'm going to be reporting more and more about topics that I will challenge your thinking. And I'll probably bet you I'm going to run into this problem of being falsely accused by the bots more and more. I hope that I don't end up like certain content creators, such as Doug in Exile, who is now officially in exile, who has never made a false statement, who has never gotten involved in hate speech, who has some of the best videos I've ever seen discussing politics, and he's very fair. He's very honest, in my opinion, but he has been scrubbed from YouTube. Some of you who are subscribers to that channel, you know what I mean. So it could happen to anyone. I just hope it does not happen to me. But anyway, I want you to post in the comments and let me know if you have ever been put in the penalty box, falsely accused of something that you were not guilty of committing, or if you think there is a certain bias towards the political groups on behalf of this platform. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'll be looking forward to discussing it with you, and hopefully I won't trigger the bots to accuse me of hate speech. But in the meantime, I would love it if you would like, comment, and subscribe to the Go Political channel. If you would like to help support me in growing and producing this channel, you may do so with a giving of a super thanks. And in fact, you can be just like my good friend. Let me see if I can find her account. Sharon Yasharel. Sharon Asherel. I might be saying that completely wrong. Well, Sharon donated $4.99 on my last video, and I thank her so much for the support, and you can do the same. And I thank you in advance. You guys are great. Well, that's all I've got for right now, but this is Carlton Flowers, and I am out.